Hello Drive Radio fans, Richard Rush here today with my dad John Rush behind the camera, and today we are going to take a look at the 2015 Mazda 3S Grand Touring Edition. It's the trim level package on it. The all new stuff for the 2015 versus 2014 is actually the engine that's in this car, which is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. It works tremendously well, but let's take a quick look around it and we'll go take a drive. One thing I want to point out here is, as you can see on the front, this car has a lot of different features for the money. This car, as it sits right here, is $26,000 and some change, with the starting price of $25,000. You can actually see it has the front collision warning. It doesn't have adaptive cruise. It does have front collision warning, slow speed detection, lane departure warning. The headlights will kind of turn with the car. As we kind of go along the side here, you can see really like the look and the shape of this car. It looks beautiful. I've gotten several comments on it saying, wow, what a great looking car. And for a hatchback, I'll be honest, I haven't been a huge fan of them in the past. I'm getting more accustomed to them, and I like them a lot more. Especially in this car, you get more cargo room, which we'll show you here in a little bit, with the back hatch than you do with this typical sedan model. So that's definitely a positive. You go around the back here, you can see, love what Mazda's done with the taillights here. And I would like to point something out. The SkyActiv technology, we were actually talking about this before we did the review. It's what Mazda has done to help with the transmission and the engine to help with fuel economy. This car is rated for, as it sits with the manual transmission, 6-speed manual, is rated for 29 miles per gallon. However, I've been able to average comfortably about 31 miles to the gallon, and not to mention you have 184 horsepower underneath the hood. And when we take the drive, we'll kind of do our best to show you. It's a blast to drive. Smooth shifting, the car rides very well. One knock that I will say that other people have said about this car, I myself haven't experienced it, is the road noise on the highway. Haven't noticed it a ton, haven't done a ton of highway driving, but something to consider when you're looking at this car. But with that being said, let's take a quick drive around, show you how this car works, show you the interior. All right, fans, we're in the driving portion here of the 2015 Mazda 3S Grand Touring. I'm going to kind of go over some of the interior features here real quick before we get driving. Again, you'll notice the seat heaters that it does have. One thing about this display, which is, if you can get this right here, Dad, this little knob, their control is really similar to that of an Audi display. However, one benefit that you have is you actually have a touch screen up here that Mazda's put in, so I can control it with the knob, which I'm doing right now, or if I want to select it just by this, I can actually touch screen, use that as a touch screen, or I can again go back to here. However you want to do it, it's a nice subtle feature that Mazda has actually put in, that it works. And not to mention you have navigation on, again, a car that's $25,000 or so. Really is a great value for it. Rain sensing wipers, some other things. We'll go over more interior here in the next portion of the car, but let's go for a drive. All right, everyone, I want to kind of show you some of the more interior features as we get to the open road. We can show you a little bit how this 2.5 liter engine works. Overall quietness, I kind of mentioned that throughout the review. It's hard to tell on the microphone. You don't really notice it until you get up to the highway speeds, 70, 75 miles per hour. You're not going to notice it too much. Overall, in terms of shifting, it's hard to show you throughout the camera, but it's very smooth, very, very nice. One thing I will point out here before we get to the open road, Mazda is actually, the technology that they have, and it's hard to see, but over on the left-hand side here, when I'm driving, if it detects I'm not driving in a fuel-efficient manner in the manual, it will actually tell me what gear it wants me to go to. So let's say, for example, I'm going up a hill, I'm in 3rd gear, and it says, well, you can actually get up the hill with 4th gear if you want to. It actually shows me I can go from 3rd to 4th, or if I'm out on the open road, I'm in 3rd, it will suggest that I go from 3rd to 5th, and actually vice versa. If I'm not having enough power to get up a hill, it will say, okay, go from 4th to 3rd, or 3rd to 2nd, whatever I need to get up there. So nice subtle feature that Mazda has put in here. All right, everyone, we're going to pull out here with, again, the 2.5 liter, 184 horsepower engine, manual. Going to get on it here, show you what it's like. Really has great power, great acceleration for 184 horsepower, and not to mention the 6-speed manual. Again, in my opinion, if a manual is available on a car like this, I would get it because it's so much fun to drive. Really is a blast. And one thing I will point out here as we kind of in the driving portion, there's an available technology on this car, available package that you can get. Mazda calls it the IE Loop technology. What that allows you to do is actually regenerative braking, which will increase your fuel economy by about 1 mile to 2 miles per gallon, which people think that's not a lot, but for a small package, again, Mazda's done some very cool things with their Sky Active technology and their EI Loop regenerative braking system that works really, really well. Oh, and not to mention, this car handles tremendous. I wish we could show that to you more in depth, but again, I would encourage you to get out and drive this car. But with that, let's get back and take a look at the interior. All right, everyone, we're back from the driving portion. Really encourage you to get out and drive not only this car, that's Mazda 3 2015 Grand Touring Edition, but get out and drive every other car we review, or any car that you're interested in for that matter. It really helps to actually experience the car. But we're gonna, on the back here, we're gonna open up the hatchback, which again gives you more cargo space. We'll open it up, has a nice button, doesn't open up automatically, but again, just with a slight little push, opens up. One thing I will comment here real quick, and number one is you can see the space that's in here. There's not a lot, but again, you could probably fit 2 carry-ons, maybe even 3 in here if you're headed to the airport. Nice privacy screen right here, which is available to take out. You can remove this, which will give you a little bit extra storage. We'll point this out. Notice how high this is raised up. I'm about 5'10" or so, and it's still, I mean, I would say it's probably to the 6'2", 6'3" mark if you're putting this in. But actually, I have a family member that's actually about 6'4", 6'5". He owns an older version of this hatchback. What he really likes is the ability to raise this up higher and use that. Being able to pull this down, nice feature. Just pull it right down, closes, works really well. So let's kind of head over onto the passenger. Actually, let's just head over to this side. We'll show you what it's like in the back seat. I have a snow brush here, as you can see. Maybe it's snowing a little bit here in Colorado. This is a front-wheel drive car. But as you can see, this car is pretty much all the way back, which you have to have a little bit room so the driver can shift with their, obviously shift with the clutch, use that. On this back seat, I have quite a bit of room. Again, 5'10". It's not a ton of room, but again, the driver's seat could move forward just a little bit. Nice leather interior on the back. I will point this out. Kind of has a nice carbon fiber look to the door panel right here. This is plastic, but again, this is actually a leather that Mazda has put in here. For a car, again, that's the $26,000 and some change. Really, you're getting a lot of car for the money. Some nice red stitching that they've put in here. Really works well. Nice door plate here for kind of your foot. Again, some subtle features that Mazda's done, which we're really a fan of. And as we're trying to show more of, as you're getting out of this car, it's actually pretty easy for a lady to be able to get out with the skirt, put their feet out, and be able to hop out, no problem. All right, everyone, we wanted to show you what this car looks like with one of the seats down, not both. So you're actually able to put this front seat down. As you can see, you can get a snowboard, some skis in there very easily. One thing I do want to point out as we get around to the side here, we've left the seatbelt in. This actually can come out so that you can have more access. You're not having to mess around with this. I will point this out though. I actually had to move this seat forward to accommodate this headrest. Not a lot, and then you're able to move it back accordingly, but something you have to notice, and I will put it up really quick, latch it in. It's really easy. It's kind of hard to see the button there, but it really is simple to get that down. Again, a feature we wanted to show you to kind of show what it looks like to put that seat down. But I'll open the passenger seat for my dad and I'll join you on the other side. All right, everyone, we're on the front seat now of the interior portion, and I will say this about what Mazda has done. Great value for the money. If you'll notice here, again, you'll notice the interior. Love these white leather seats. They are heated, not cooled. They are heated. Nice black and white color scheme. Looks great. You'll notice the dash right here isn't leather. It's kind of a rubbery material, which is nice if you're going to put something up here or take a road trip, something like that. This right here is a plastic, but it looks like a nice chrome look. Again, you kind of get the door handle. We showed you that in the rear portion of it. In terms of the infotainment system that we went over some of that during the driving, you get a lot of different features in this car for not a lot of money. You get the infotainment system, which acts a lot like Audi's. You get the heads-up display, which comes up from right here, pops up. And we're actually, let me see if I can show you. I'll actually turn the car on and show you what that heads-up display looks like. So let me grab that here. And again, I'm going to have to kind of do my best to show you here. I'll start the car. And as you can see, that front display kind of pops up right there, and you can see, again, it's hard to see with the, you can see the miles, or the speedometer right there. Again, nice feature. It's not really, it is a heads-up display, but not like a lot of cars where it projects on the window. Just has a nice little display. Again, you have the speedometer there, some other features. Here's the steering wheel controls. We mentioned some carbon fiber carbon fiber look-alike that Mazda has put in here. Really, honestly, a lot of different money for features that you get in this car. You get automatic rain sensing wipers, a lot of different things that you get, dual climate control. And if you want to know more features about this car, head to Mazda's website. You can put it however you want, configure it however you want. Car works at it's a very fun car to drive. I'll put it that way. Fantastic to drive. Really enjoy with driving. If you enjoyed this review in this car specifically, head to your local Mazda dealer and tell them that John and Richard Rush from Drive Radio sent you. All right, Drive Radio fans, here's the opinion portion of the 2015 Mazda 3S Grand Touring review. Give you the pros first. The biggest one for me is the price point. You're at $25,000, $26,000 car, which is a lot of car for the money. We went over some of that in the review portion of this car. The second thing is fuel economy. You're able to average upwards of 30 miles per gallon with a manual and an automatic. And lastly, the look of this car. I really think it looks very good. It's a very fun car to drive. On top of that, you feel sporty and fun when driving it. A con for me, the back interior, there's not a lot of back interior room. You lose a little bit of cargo space. Again, the hatchback gives you a little bit more. You do lose a little bit there. And then the quietness of it, I haven't experienced it, but some other reviews have experienced the quietness on the highway. Not a huge fan, but overall, really enjoyed driving this car. Very fun car. Would highly recommend it to anyone who's wanting to save money on a car in that mid-20s range, get great fuel economy, and also have a great fun car to drive. All right, Drive Radio fans, thank you for joining us for our latest review. If you like this review, check out our website, drive-radio.com. We have a lot of cars, tips, and tricks that you can find on there if you're a car lover like ourselves. If you like the website, like our reviews, head to the YouTube page, Drive Radio, no spaces. You can check out a lot of our other reviews there. If you like those reviews, we have a radio show set every Saturday from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. here in the Denver market. You can find us one of three ways. First way is on the website, which is 560thesource.com. You can find us on YouTube. We stream every episode live. Or you can check us out on the TuneIn app, which is just 560 The Source. You can download that straight to your phone. But thank you for joining us. We appreciate all your feedback, all your views.